Hi, I'm Tom. You're watching Chitter Chatter, and this is the really quite beautiful iPhone 12. I absolutely love it, especially in this color. Anyway, what I want to do is give you my top 12 reasons for loving this phone, and I suppose buying it if iPhones are your thing. And I have to say, I've never been as excited about the new iPhones as I have this year. So without any further ado, let's get into it right now. First reason for loving this phone is that we have this absolutely beautiful new super cycle. This is a new design. The flat edges all the way around, reminiscent of the iPhone 5 back in the day, and the new iPad Pros is just wonderful. It's a beautiful, beautiful design. I think it's easier to pick up. Some people I know insist that it's easier dealing with the ones with the curved edges. I could not disagree more. This is easier to hold and deal with. You're less likely to drop it as well, because you can get a really good grip on it. I love that. Actually, do you know what? I was going to say 5G is the second reason. I've just changed my mind at the spur of the moment. Actually, I'm going to say ceramic shield, because I was talking about not dropping it. But if you do drop it, this is about as tough as it gets for such a glass-looking phone. Obviously, from the glossy back here, you know you're dealing with a glass phone, and it's obviously glass here. But it's not just Gorilla Glass or Gorilla Glass 6, it's ceramic shield. Apple will tell you it's 4 times less likely to crack than the iPhone 11 before it. Either way, put it in a case, keep it safe, but okay, it's good to know. Now, next, 5G. I love the fact that it's 5G, not just because of what 5G is like today, in fact, not because of that at all, but because of where 5G is going and what that means for the future. This is a much more future-proof phone because of its 5G capabilities. The other reason I love it is because when it does come to, selling this device on, as you may well do in the future, it's going to be worth more. 5G phones really are the deal now. Having one is important for the long term. This next one is a big one because it's all about this beautiful, beautiful display. Of course, last year, if you wanted a beautiful OLED display, you had to trade up to the Pro model. This year, you don't need to do that. You get a beautiful OLED display. And that means pitch black, really, really dark blacks. So if you want to use dark mode, I'm going to mention that later on. It looks lovely. But just for watching content, it looks absolutely superb. In fact, it's better than the 11 Pro's OLED display from last year. So you're getting a really good deal with this phone. The other thing that's improved over the iPhone 11 from last year is water resistance. I didn't want to test it at 6 meters for, 30 minutes, which it can now do, because, well, I don't want to risk it. But it's nice to know that, as we come into our British winter, and I'm actually talking to you now from the kind of edges of Hurricane Etta, I think she's called. It's nice to have a weather resistant phone. I really appreciate that. I'm very happy you don't need to spend more on the Pro to get that protection. Okay, so now I want to talk about the camera tech. We know through the years that if you're serious about the very, very, very best in video and photography, you want to go for the Pro mode. But it is amazing how close this gets you to the more expensive Pro models. And I say that because, sure, you don't have the telephoto, you don't have the LiDAR. They both do make themselves useful, but where the action really is at is with these 12 megapixel wide, ultra wide. The main camera here, it's a really good system. Most of the time, if you don't need to zoom in with the telephoto there, this is going to get you there, and it's going to look absolutely superb. The results I'm showing you now on the screen here are superb. And I always say that, having telephoto and zoom is all great, love it. But the best thing is to get closer to your subject. Just walk a bit closer if you can, or just get the phone closer. This is a fantastic camera system. Okay, so the next thing I want to say is just how fast this phone is. Normally if you want the fastest version of a phone, you have to spend more and more and more, but this is essentially as fast with its A14 Bionic chip as the Pro or the Pro Max, and frankly, it's more than fast enough. It's fast enough for now, for next year, the year after that. True Apple longevity here when it comes to performance and power. And of course, We're going to move on to the next top feature here for me, which is the way Apple looks after their devices for the long term. It's so important. Looking back here, you know, these wonderful Apple phones we've seen before, 5 years is, you know, you can expect 5 years of support, regular security updates, operating system upgrades. This is one of the key reasons why I love iPhones so much. You do get a long-term product with long-term support and very high-end support, quality stuff. Now, one of the things that I didn't used to like about iPhones was the fact that you couldn't customize them in the same way that you could customize an Android phone. But what we're seeing now with iOS 14, and this is only going to continue to improve, is that you really can get into it now and customize it. Widgets, you can make this thing look and feel just how you want, and that is important, especially if you're holding onto a phone for years and you use it, as I do, as pretty much all of us do now, all the time. I mean, all the time. So it's really nice that you can customize it, and I'm happy to see that Apple's doing that, but at the same time keeping the security and privacy A1 as you'd expect from Apple. So the next top feature is an important one. It's Face Unlock. We are not spoilt for choice when it comes to phones at any price point with really good Face Unlock. Androids in the past used to have a kind of a less secure version. Well, make no mistake, this is the real deal. It's super accurate, it's faster than ever before, and actually it's just really, really nice to use. And actually you can set up an alternative appearance, so if you often wear glasses, a funny hat, maybe a beret, I doubt it, but whatever it is, you know, it's going to be more reliable, and it's very reliable. It really does work almost all of the time. It's a great system. So the next thing I want to mention, it's a feature that's been around for a while, but it's the reason I'm mentioning it now is because we have this beautiful OLED display. So when you go from light mode into dark mode, it really, well, it's better than the iPhone 11 Pro. And you know, if you're using the phone at night, or even if you're using it during the day, it looks so luxurious, so sleek. I really recommend, if you've never tried that, definitely try it. It really makes this phone look and feel amazing to use. This OLED display really is the business. And I also love the fact that it's so bright. When you do get outside, 1200 peak nits. I mean, there are lots of good things about this phone. Let's move on to the next point that I've actually got in my script. Now, if you've ever had one of those MacBook Pros from back in the day, I used to have one with MagSafe connectors. That was really good. You know, you trip over, the whole laptop doesn't go flying. Well, MagSafe is back, but it's slightly different. Now, we have new accessories coming around the corner, which I'm actually more excited about even than this original MagSafe charger that we have here. But with the charger, there's two things that are really good about it and why I wanted to mention it here. One is that you've probably done this, I've done this before. You put your phone down on the wireless Qi charger, expecting it to be fully charged in the morning, and it's dead. And it's because you were 1 millimeter out and you just missed it and you didn't notice. That's annoying. That's never going to happen with a MagSafe charger because the magnets are powerful. They pull it right into the right place. That's really important. The other thing, of course, is if you put it down on a normal Qi charger and you get a message, you back up, you stop charging again. Whereas with MagSafe, you pick it back up, you're still charging. I really like that. So this is an exciting new product. It's pretty good, but I'm even more excited about future accessories. MagSafe is going to be one to watch for sure. So there you have it. I mean, I could go on, and some of you might think I have gone on, but there we have it. Lots of great reasons to love the new iPhone 12, a really nice phone. It's available at Chitter Chatter. Thank you so much for watching.
The iPhone 12 series is available at Chitter Chatter on EE, the UK's #1 network for 5G.